Welcome to Bampa's Woodshed episode 2. Today a friend of mine stopped off and asked me to make him some holders for plexiglass partitions that he needs at his work. So I thought this would be a good episode to video. So I got the blanks here now. I just want to clean up the edges and get them ready so they're all uniform. And eventually we'll have some decorative edges on them, a couple of little feet on it. So let's get started. Parallel this side to this side. The next step is to make sure this side and this side is square to these sides. So I will make the first cut to get it squared up on this tool. And then I will slide it over to the bar, reset the bar, and make the next cut, and everything will be nice and square. So now that I've made this cut to make this square to these two sides, the next step is to make a parallel cut using the fence and the saw. And when we're done, all of these will be of uniform size. Let's get going. Next step is to cut this groove so the plexiglass can sit in it. And I had to take the time to adjust the blade and get the right distance, and I'll have to make 2 passes on the saw in order to make the groove big enough to handle the plexiglass. Next step is to cut a 3/4 inch slice out of each one of these, and to lower the whole thing overall. Plus I will be using the strip to make feet on the bottom of these so it doesn't rock. The next step in the process is to knock off the corners on both sides of this slot, such as this. I've already set up my stop block to get one side done, and once I finished all of them, I will set the stop block on the other side and do this side. All right, let's get started. The next step in the process is to use a round over bit in the router table and smooth out all these edges get it ready for staining. The next thing I want to do is add some feet to this to keep it stable. And in order to do that, I need to make a groove so this board will fit right in there nice and snug, and that will give it some stability. I put one on each side. First thing to do is make a cut. Alright, now that I've made the first cut, I need to make another cut over this side, the width of this board. I've already adjusted the fence to do that. I'll make another cut on all these boards, and then I'll come back and hog them all out. Let's get it. Pretty much how it's going to look once I'm done. I'll cut this board down and I'll do it on this side and we'll be golden. Alright, I've already taken the time to cut a whole bunch of these little feet to help stabilize the holders. But I don't like the straight edge on it, so I'm going to give them all around over using the router bit. I've already sanded all the feet. The next step before I attach the feet to the base, I want to sand down all the edges of the base, get it all nice and smooth, get it ready for staining and polishing. Okay, last step before we stain and poly is to attach the feet to the base. I've taken the time to mark the center of the feet and the center of the base, so just a drop of glue, line it up, drive a nail in, and we'll be all set. Alright, we're almost done now. Final two steps is to stain and poly these things. I'm using a min wax called Puritan Pine. And just apply it with the rag. And once this dries, I will poly these and we will be done. Alright, last thing we got to do is put a coat of poly on these and they'll be ready to be set up. Now we've made these, sanded them, polyed them, stained them, show you how it goes together. You take two, set them so far apart, grab your plexiglass shield, just insert it into the slots, and there you go. You have your own little personal plexiglass COVID-19 protector. That's all there's to it.